Hello, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the final summerween vlog. It is Wednesday, July 10th. Is that right? Yes, Wednesday, July 10th. So we have a day and a half for the rest of summerween, and I'm just doing a quick check-in because I'm about to go to the airport, but I thought I'd say hello because I've been a little busy this morning. But yeah, we're gonna get some reading done at the airport and on the plane, and hopefully we'll be able to wrap up everything tomorrow. So I will see you there. Hello. Oh, funny story. I went to the airport. Look, the light's back. I went to the airport. As you saw, I read a little, hung out for about 2.5 hours, only to find out that my flight has been canceled. So here I am, back home. Which is fine. It's fine. So we just got back. My partner picked me up. We went and had dinner. And now we're back there watching a show. So I thought I'd check in with you. We are still not terribly far in the Dresden Files. It was, in Deadbeat. It was difficult to concentrate. At that point, I'm about like 40% of the way through the book. I'm really enjoying it. Like this one, I am enjoying a lot more than I enjoyed Blood Rights. I also feel sad for Harry a lot. Like he's really going through it right now. I'm feeling a lot of feelings for him, but I'm enjoying Deadbeat a lot. However, we still have Slewfoot to read and also Come Closer. So at some point between today and tomorrow, I need to read those. Which, hold on. I mean, Slewfoot is only like 300 pages. However, they're big pages. Oh, and the audiobook is like 14 hours, so it's gonna supposedly take me about 7 hours to get through this book, so I definitely have to read this one tomorrow. And then Come Closer is super short, so the audiobook for that one's like 2 hours, so I should be able to complete that one before the end of the day tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get a good portion of Deadbeat done here today. I'm gonna give it my damnedest, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that is our check-in thus far, friends. I'll see you later. Hello. It's almost bedtime, but right after we stopped talking, I got a notification from Libby that I finally got the audiobook of the Dresden Files, Deadbeat, number 7. Of Deadbeat, number 7 in the Dresden Files. So that has helped a lot. I was doing some crocheting and listening to it earlier, and so now I am 61% of the way through the book, so we are making our way. I stand by my statement that Harry is a very, very sad boy in this book. We've just met the fallen angel, and she's a very appealing, seems to be very cordial lady. But yeah, so that has been helpful. It is working out, so we might be able to finish Deadbeat here by the end of the night. So I thought I'd check in. I don't have much else to say about it. I am having a good time. But it is time to get ready for bed. So that's what we're gonna do. It's the last day of summerween. I wanted to leave the camera down so you could see my shirt. It says, "Get in, losers, we're going haunting," right? Yeah. I got this at, there is like a Halloween Horror Nights-esque thing at Busch Gardens in Tampa, and I saw this shirt. I just thought it was the most fun. So it's got like a hearse, and there's a skeleton here who's like leaning out like Regina George, and I just thought I had to wear this for the final day of Summerween. So we have a lot to do today. I have been listening to Deadbeat. We're almost through. This is the longest book, I think, that I was reading for this challenge. And so we got through quite a bit last night. Since I'm here, I'm going to do some organizing right now and just get a couple more things that I kind of put off because I thought I would be going to Tampa this week. So I'm going to be listening to audiobooks for the majority of the day because we have Deadbeat to finish, and then we still have 2 more books that we have to get done today. Fortunately, Come Closer by Sarah Gran is only like an hour, a little over an hour and a half of listening time. It's a very short book, so we should be able to get that one done. And then we still have Slewfoot to read. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish Deadbeat. We're gonna do some organizing here. I've got some cleaning to do because there's some weird sticky residue on the floor I've not been able to get off with like the Swiffer, so I'm going to try using a sponge and try getting them off up here. So I'm gonna do that. We're going to finish Deadbeat, then we're going to listen to Come Closer because I feel like that will be a quick read, and at least if we can get 4 books done, we're doing pretty well. But the hope is we'll do Come Closer, and then we will finish out Summerween reading Slewfoot. That is our goal. Now, can we accomplish it? We shall see. I have hope. We've got almost 12 hours, and oh my gosh, like thinking about this. We have 12 hours. I have about an hour and a half left of Deadbeat. So that's an hour and a half of Come Closer. So that's 3 hours. That really puts us like exactly where we need to be for Slewfoot. Oh, that's so stressful. I'm a little stressed, but that's okay. We're gonna get it done. No need to stress. This is for fun. So get in, losers. We're about to wrap up Summerween. Hello. Updates. We did a lot of cleaning on the floor. I ended up having to use Gooby Gone to try to get this stuff up. And I feel like there's still more, but I thought my hands and knees could use a break. But we did finish Deadbeat, the 7th book in the Dresden Files. So that is our 3rd book down for Summerween. That was one Read a Book in the Dark, which we did multiple times, working through it. Although the end we read during, although we finished up reading it during the day. I really liked it. I like this one a lot more than Blood Rights. I gave it 4.5 stars. Like I said, if you're interested in my full spoiler review, you can go ahead and check that out once I posted it, probably sometime next week or so, because I still have to post my Blood Rights spoiler review. So we are done with that one, and I went ahead and picked up Slewfoot. Now, I did have a long call with my best friend Heather and spoke to my mom for a little while, so we didn't get that much reading time in between finishing Deadbeat and picking up Slewfoot, but I am currently on page 80, and these drawings are so very creepy. I am very curious as to what is kind of transpiring here. So we kind of have a bit of a dual storyline going on. So we have somebody that they're calling Father, some kind of natural spirity being that passed away and was brought back by these like forest spirits, like these wildlings they're calling them, and they want him to get to full power to protect this tree that they call like Paw-Pow. Like Paw-Paw. I don't know why I'm saying like Paw-Pow. Paw-Paw. Like P-A-W-P-A-W. And then our other storyline that we're following has more to do with the girl on the cover here, Agatha? Yeah. She is from England. She basically got sold off by her dad to be a Puritan's wife. And so she was married to this man, Edward, who seemed to be a very nice man. And now at this, she never really fit in because she was not raised a Puritan. And it seems that her mom was what they call a cunning woman. And so she just isn't used to following Puritan laws and is having a really hard time fitting in. And Edward is a bit of an outcast as well. So they live off on a farm. And we find out that Edward's kind of taken advantage of by his older brother, Wallace, who's a total asshole. And unfortunately, their stories converge where Edward is lured into this cave that Agatha found. Right, Agatha? Oh, Abatha. Abatha, like Abby, Abatha, not Agatha. That Abatha found. Backtrack. Abatha. So Abatha was looking for her goat in the very beginning and kind of stumbled upon this cave where these wild creatures were bringing back Father, as they call him. And she convinces Edward to build a fence, but Edward gets lured in after Abatha leaves and ends up dying. And so now Abatha is a widow and is trying to honor Edward by keeping the farm that they worked so hard to pay off and not giving Wallace this land to pay off his debts. And in the meantime, Father was going to try to attack her, but they seem to have some kind of weird connection, and I don't know if it's because like he ate Edward's soul, so like they have this weird connection, or it's because she is a cunning woman. I am not sure. So I'm curious to see how this is going to work out. I have a feeling that there is less animosity towards people. Like he says he like split into two, and he has like a memory of splitting into two and fighting against one another when it came to the Native Americans and the tribes that were there. And so it seems like it may not be as cut and dry as these wildlings are making it to seem, that humans are necessarily bad. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to continue going. But I'm having fun. It's a super spooky vibe. And I'm going to keep on reading here and eating some pretzels. So summerween continues, baby.
Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Come Closer by Sarah Grand, narrated by Julie McKay. In January, I had a proposal due to my boss, Leon Fields.
Hello, happy Friday. I just wanted to give you an overall wrap up of Summerween here while it's still fresh in my mind. So I did end up finishing Slewfoot by Brom on yesterday. I ended up finishing it, as you would have seen, at 11 p.m. And I gave that 5 stars. I really enjoyed the way that Brom blended different like pagan traditions and gods, and kind of with that, talking about a lot of the brutality that happened during those Puritan witch trials in colonial America. And I will say, if you're interested in reading this book, the last third of this book is pretty graphic. So just know that as you're going into it. There is also some animal death. Just have that there in your mind. It was Definitely a bloodbath at the end. I really liked the elements of talking a lot about how the witch trials were used both in Europe as well, but in colonial America in a way to keep women in check who they felt were not compliant with their societal values or what they were looking for, and as a way to get what they wanted. And so I thought that Bram did a really good job of depicting that as well, and how towns and a lot of the women would get behind it as well, in some of it in a fear that they would be associated with the person who was deemed a witch and therefore would also be persecuted. And it was a way to like kind of separate that person from the rest of the women in the society. And so I think he did a really great job of depicting that. I actually went to Salem, 5-6 years ago now, and they have like ghost tours, but we actually did a Salem witch trial tour, which actually was a completely historic tour. There was no like, oh, you'll see a ghost here and things like that. And I found that tour to be so interesting. It was really well planned out. I think if I'm sure it's still going on. I'll see if I can find it, because I thought it was a really great tour. Gave a lot of details about the Salem witch trials, and took all that mysticism and everything out of it and just really laid it out of how this was used to terrorize the women in Salem, terrorize these girls. I made myself a cold brew. This coffee I think was an interesting choice for a cold brew, but it's fine. I might have been better off letting it sit a little longer, but that's okay. That is a-okay. So I loved it. I don't know if it's a new favorite. I don't know. It's similar to Fantastic Land, where I really enjoyed it, but I don't know if I came out like obsessed with it. But it will sit with me for a while, I think. And it is an interesting topic to explore, and there's a lot of interesting information about witch trials and how that affected women in the European continent and also colonial America. So there's a lot of interesting stuff out there about that. So I really enjoyed that blend. And like I said, it was kind of funny of like, she was tried as a witch, and like technically she was, but not like it. I think it really played into the idea that of how pagans were persecuted in history, and how the church just adapted anything that wasn't considered Christian to be associated with the devil and it to be bad. And I think that Bram played with that very well with this Puritan society and this girl who's clearly a cunning woman and has ties with paganism and nature, and how that gets mixed up and thrown in her face, and then how she takes retribution. And it was great. I really enjoyed it. After that, I technically finished Come Closer an hour after Summerween end, but we're gonna count it. I finished it at 1 a.m. because, like I said, it is a short book, and it is about a woman, Amanda, and just like some random things start happening to her. She starts hearing some tapping in her house, and her husband just start getting into more arguments, and she starts being a little more forward. And then she orders a book, and then the wrong book gets sent to her. So the book is Demon Possession Past and Present, and there's like a quiz in this book. It's like, the quiz is like, are you possessed by a demon? It says, 1, I hear a strange noise in my home, especially at night, which family members tell me only occur when I am present. 2, I have new activities and pastimes that seem out of character and do things that I did not intend and do not understand. 3, I'm short and ill-tempered with my friends and loved ones. 4, I can understand languages I've never studied and have the ability to know things I couldn't know through ordinary means. 5, I have blackouts not caused by drugs, alcohol, or a pre-existing health condition. 6, I have unusual new thoughts or hear voices in my head. 7, I've had visions or dreams of personalities who may be demons. 8, a psychic, minister, or other spiritualist has told me I'm possessed. 9, I have urges to hurt or kill animals and other people. And 10, I have hurt or killed animals or other people. And then there's like analysis of what you should do. Let's see if I can, I can't get screenshots, which makes sense. And then, yeah, so there's like that breakdown, you know, like if you do 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 10, just telling you what to do. And so she slowly goes down this process of, she starts reading this book and then just more and more things start happening. I really think the most interesting is when she starts having these like blackouts of time. And there are like bits and pieces where I was like, is she being set up? Is like someone putting like drugs in her drinks? Like, is her husband actually trying to get her locked away? I mean, it seemed out of character, but it was very, very strange. And so I was like, is it gonna turn out to be this? Is it gonna like flip around and end up being more of a thriller, or is it gonna stay horror? This is gonna be a demon possession. And I'll leave that up to you to check out. And I will also link Katie from Katie Marie Reads video. I think she does a much better job of breaking down what this story is about. I'm like trying to be very vague because I don't want to give anything away, but really it's about this woman trying to figure out if she's possessed by a demon, and like as she starts to continue to spiral down this path that she's on. And I do think there is some opportunity to think, you know, whether or not what's going on is what she thinks it is. But you'll have to find out. It's a really short book. I picked it up from Hoopla, and so I think you should read it if you're at all interested. It was really interesting. I think I will give it 4 stars. Yeah, I think I would give it 4 stars. It was good. I had fun. I'm really glad that Katie turned me on to it. So thanks, Katie. With that, I completed Deadbeat, which I used for the Read in the Dark prompt. We read Brahm, which I used for the Night Sky prompt, and then Come Closer is for our horror/thriller prompt. So with that, we've completed all the prompts for Summerween. Like I said, technically speaking, I finished Come Closer at 1 a.m. yesterday, but it was still Summerween in California. I think it still counts. With that, we have wrapped up our Summerween bonanza. I had so much fun. This is my first Summerween. I really enjoyed, I think overall, I enjoyed all of the books that I read. Probably my favorite was Slewfoot. Although I really love Deadbeat as well, but it's kind of hard because it's a reread and it's in a series. But I really love Slewfoot. I knew I would, but it was so much fun. And I do want to pick up more Brahm. I love the idea of him like using his art to develop his story and things like that. It's super cool. So I am gonna wrap this video up now. I wanted to give a huge shout out to Gabby and her sister Rachel. Thank you both so much for making this such a fun read-a-thon and having such great merch. And thank you to everybody else who's been doing some fantastic reading vlogs. I am going to be catching up on some of them today after I finish editing and posting mine. So thank you so much for coming along my Summerween reading challenge vlogs. If you enjoyed them, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to stick around for more bookish and nerdish content, I upload every Sundays and sometimes on Wednesdays. And until next time, I hope you read a good book. I hope you find some joy. And most importantly, I hope you do something to make the world a better place. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.